An ESS, or energy storage system, is a large battery that you can put on the grid to help the grid during times where you need a lot of electricity fast. You have to realize that electricity is something that is instantaneous. So we consume what was produced at exactly the same second. So when a lot of loads are coming together at a given time, we need to ramp up the production. Otherwise, the frequency of the grid change from 60 Hz going up or down, and we don't want that. So batteries on the grid can help mitigate that by providing power really, really fast.
Energy storage systems are used to bridge the gap between solar and wind when they're not generating, so that we can maximize the penetration of renewable energy on the grid. The grid is changing, so energy storage allows us to maximize the use of renewable power when we need it. To understand how the cost of energy storage has gone down, you have to mirror what's happening in electric vehicle markets, because the same batteries or typical batteries are used in electric vehicles that are being used in energy storage systems. As the world is moving to more electric vehicles, the cost of batteries has gone down and the battery production has improved, so that way it enables more batteries to be purchased for multiple uses. Lower cost batteries have enabled ESSs to be applied in homes, in local communities, and in the grid systems, so they are more pervasive because of the lower cost. So with the market expanding, you've had a lot of research and development gone on in other technologies. So you have lithium technologies that vary between high power, short duration batteries and long duration, low power batteries that allows for a mix of applications and usage. But a lot of research had to go in to develop those systems to make them efficacious today.
Batteries can balance off intermittent resources like wind and solar that are less reliable, can't be relied upon, like coal and gas plants. Using an energy storage system, you can store energy when it's abundant and use it when it's not there and make it more reliable. Then you can replace fossil fuel resources like gas and coal plants with solar, wind, and battery system combinations.
If you're interested in investing in battery technology, it's important to understand exactly how you can use the battery. Do you need it to shift power? Do you need it to act as a backup power system? There's all those specifics that help you identify the proper battery system and engineer what you need. One of the most important things is when you're evaluating energy storage is to find the right partner. But the right partner isn't just someone that's going to sell you a system. You have to make sure you are an informed consumer. And choosing the right partner, choosing the right technology, and minimizing your costs over the lifespan of that project is critical.
One of the big trends in energy storage systems is the drop in the price, and that price decline, I think, is forecasted to continue. So what that does is it makes it more affordable even now for the consumer. So there's been a large growth in behind-the-meter storage. Behind-the-meter storage allows consumers to have backup power. When the power goes out, it allows them to participate in demand response markets, so they can actually make money from the utility in some instances. Especially in Hawaii, where a lot of our circuits have such high penetration levels of PV that they can't take much more. So if you want to put a PV system on that circuit, you're actually required to put a battery system to absorb and then shift that energy to when the circuit can take it. So Hawaii is one of the leaders in behind-the-meter storage for that reason.
On the life expectancy of a battery, you have to look at how you're going to be used. That's basically the cycles that a battery is generated by the manufacturer. So if you're using a long duration battery, you usually get a certain or a finite number of cycles to be used. And those battery manufacturers will warranty that for 10 years. But if you use them faster, the battery's useless and it has to be replaced in a faster amount. Other battery chemistries like lithium titanate have a very long duration, over 20,000 cycles, and be used for a long time. And they can be used rapidly and they can be used multiple times so that they will last a lot longer and your total cost of ownership will be reduced.
What I'm most excited about energy storage systems as the cost continues to decline and the technological capabilities continue to progress. At some point they'll be able to replace fossil fuel systems in their entirety in an economical way. Once that happens and the technology and the economics kind of meet, that's when it explodes and the transition really accelerates.
Altairnano has a great history. It began as a research and development organization in the mid-1990s, working on many different products. However, it was the invention of this LTO material that could be used in batteries that really propelled the company into commercialization. So in 2006, That's when Altairnano became the company that we know now. We were the first to put lithium titanate oxide into PJM, which is a power transmission operator. And from there, we've been very successful in putting our technology into stationary energy storage applications, as well as transportation applications, such as rapid charge buses, port trucks, excavator trucks, and many other technologies that require high power batteries, which is exactly what Altairnano is. In any application where the power to energy requirement is 3-to-1 or better, we can probably supply a solution that will be less costly, perhaps less weight, longer life, and more reliable than what they could use in anything else.
Altairnano manufactures an LTO battery, lithium titanate. That is a very specific high power that creates a bridging technology when you have power outages. It will constantly ramp or deramp when you have intermittencies with solar or wind, and so it enables more renewables to be on the grid. It also can create a bridge when you have an outage until a new engine can start up. By doing that, you have a short duration, 5-minute power coverage so that people don't have outages.
What I love about this industry and partnershiping is that when you talk to a customer about this new technology, it opens their eyes to how they can look at their business differently, how they can apply it differently, be more effective, and go places they didn't even know they could go.
Altairnano's technology is superior when it's applied at the right project. In evaluating the best use of the technology for Altairnano, I can identify ultimately who the best customers are and how we can help solve those unique problems for those people for their energy makeup. Whether it's integrating renewables, whether it's rural power, mines and energy issues, doesn't matter. It's identifying the right use so that we can solve a very unique problem. The problems we solve are not easily solved by other lithium battery technologies, and that's why we can be very specific. It's a much more narrow market, but it is a very, very difficult task, and that's why the Altairnano LTO chemistry is superior than any others. Our promise is to identify the right size, the right system, and the right duration that our batteries will last so that customers can make a safe investment. We will provide the best performance guarantee, which is in essence a capacity guarantee, so that our system will last based upon what you give us, so you will have a safe investment going forward. Altairnano has supplied 3 different battery systems to be used in conjunction with wind power generators here on the Hawaii Islands. Those battery systems allow consistent power generation to hit the grid from intermittencies having to do with the wind generation. In addition to that, we are integrating other technologies like green hydrogen fuel cells to allow them to integrate into backup power systems and thermal bridging systems. So we're going from renewable to renewable power and backup power generations. So our high power lithium titanate Altairnano batteries are helping to integrate more renewables into the grid.
I know that as we move forward from where we are now, as energy batteries start to supply more energy, our future is we'll become more and more power oriented so that we can start to electrify things that you can't even imagine could be electrified now.